let's talk personal life stuff because again, I feel like I observe your life from the outside. Obviously for me, a bulk of it starting with watching you on The Bachelorette, and I was like, wow, Kenny King, what a catch. What a catch. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I was really kind of pissed that you weren't the next Bachelor. Was there conversations about that?
It was crazy because it started and then it got to a point where I was a little nervous because
Okay.
there were the tweets or whatever, and then people would Kenny for Bachelor, but then there was like articles written about it and stuff, and I was like, oh wait, because
Just
I
getting some steam.
yeah, and it made me a little nervous, but I did obviously was never gonna happen, but it was one of those things where like that could have been crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a huge commitment. It's a huge opportunity, but um, just to see that there were that many people that were invested and that many people that kind of wanted to see that happen, it was very humbling. And I dug it. I was like, man, well, thanks. My little grassroots campaign, but no thanks.
It's funny too because like I feel like you walked out of that show as like, oh, good guy Kenny. There's a good guy on the show that seemed like you had good intentions and you have good fundamentals, like all of these things. Is there something to being the good guy that gets in the way? Do they need someone that's going to kind of stir the pot a little bit and like,
Well, I think I mean, the thing about it is that it is a brilliantly done social experiment, right?
sure.
And by this point, they've got it down to a science thing, and it's all comes through casting. You know
Yeah.
exactly whose personalities may not mix with this, who's will mix with this, who will
Mhm.
make good TV, who's going to be a lunatic, like who's going to be who. So, it was a great experience, but at the end of the day, like Rachel and I was our relationship was just like she's just a great person. Like she's cool. We always were like real cool. So
Yeah.
and it's just hard to date somebody like that. It's hard to, when the conventional dating is if I see you, we're texting, we're talking, and then to not see someone or when you're trying to get to know them, once a week or twice a week, and then have to hang out with, 28 other dudes that are trying to date her at the same
What
time.
the hell? Like, what a trip to like
It's a
go
crazy
stay in
experience.
the same room with those people. You're like, wait, you're trying to date the person I'm trying to date? Like, how is that not so cutthroat?
It is. Oh no, it's very cutthroat. It's very cutthroat.
Yeah,
I think the girls are a little more cutthroat than the guys, but
sure. Girls can get a little nasty. We know that.
it's because then it becomes like competition. You got all these alpha dudes in the house, and then but I feel like my season, even now, like I feel like we had such a core group of cool guys. We
Yeah.
clicked. We still have group chat, and it was just such a core group of dudes that I remember the producers would be like, "Man, do you guys want to go on dates? You just want to hang out with each other?" And I'm like, "Both, right? Both." You go into the experience thinking that you're just gonna hate all these dudes and be side eyeing everybody,
Yeah.
and then when everybody's cool, it's like, oh, I gotta go. Oh, okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm going on this date. I'll be right back.
Let me go knock this out real quick and we'll come back
Yeah,
and we'll
yeah,
get down to the shenanigans that we were up to. How did being on the show affect your dating life afterwards?
my DMs were very healthy.
Very healthy.
We're very healthy afterward. It was cool, and even now, people will identify with certain parts of what they saw with me, and I was just a guy trying to find someone to hang out with me and my little girl, and
Yeah.
that was kind of the deal. Um, it led to because in Vegas is a crazy, not
Sure. How
very.
is dating in Vegas? Like, I
It's terrible.
couldn't imagine. Is it
It's
worse? Do you think
awful.
it's worse than trying to date in LA?
I think it's on equal
Yeah.
footing. I think
Yeah.
dating everywhere is pretty bad. I think at this point, but I think LA and Vegas are because it's the same type of people. It's the
Yeah.
same type of facades and
Yeah.
fronts, and people are just superficial. What kind of car do you drive? What do you do? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You in the industry? Are you in the industry? What like
What
so?
can you do for me?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So. what I was doing after, like I was just kind of dating long distance. I was accepting like, okay, she's from here, she's from here. But I realized that I hate long distance, so that didn't work out.
Yeah. No, so wait, why did you think why long distance until you realized that that didn't work? Was it like on purpose to have a little buffer?
At first, right? Yes, a little buffer, a little space is always good, right? But it was just because I was just kind of over, bottle girls and even like regular job nurses and people in Vegas
Sure.
a little kind of sideways too. So I just kind of was like, all right, well, let me give somebody from Georgia a chance. And it
Sure,
was
let's go to Nebraska. What's up in Nebraska?
nothing, nothing.
That's so funny. Like, yeah, it's just such a funny little like fishbowl kind of scenario of like, oh, you're on this dating show. Great. You seem like a good guy. And then everyone's just kind of swarming you